Welcome, welcome, welcome. TBW Clips. I am Tyson. Today. There were rumors. Now it has been confirmed. Joe Biden has dropped out of the presidential race. A lot of people were asking him to do so. He was adamant up until a few days ago, up until the day before he dropped out. He was adamant that he was not. Let's find out what happened here, if we may.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and we have some breaking news as President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. This happening just moments ago. You are taking a look at the letter that he has just issued, and we are going to read it in its entirety. It says, "My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African-American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today." It goes on to say, quote, "I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it had been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term."
He never said why, though. He just said, I think it's in the best interests of the country. So why would it be in the best interests of the country? Is something wrong with you? Can't admit it. Like, why?
"I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work, and let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I have always, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America." The letter signed Joe Biden.
All right, so what do you guys think about that? He puts out the letter the day before, pretty much. He's not dropping out. He had the head of the DNC chair come out vehemently backing him, saying he's not backing out. He's going to stay in the race. So it was his intention to stay in, but he was bullied. He was bullied by a lot of Democrats, a lot of donors who said they weren't going to be donating anymore. Democrats who felt that he put their re-elections at risk because he was coming in supporting their campaign. They felt like he would have been a drag on their campaign, causing them to lose their re-elections and their seats in the Senate and in the House. So he got pressured. This wasn't something he felt like doing out of the goodness of his heart for the country. A lot of Democrats were telling him to get out And the reason why is because he was getting his butt kicked. He was getting whooped in the polls. Prior to the debate, he was getting whooped. His bad performance at the debate, I mean, I don't think it was any worse than any speeches that he did prior. He was stumbling over his words. So they knew about his mental capability prior to the debate. But it gave them free rein to distance themselves from Biden, thus demanding him to step down. And that's why he did it. It wasn't for the goodness of the country. It had nothing to do with that. Now he backed Kamala Harris. Are they going to have a primary? I don't know if they're going to have a primary or not. I don't know if they're just going to anoint Kamala Harris pretty much as they did Biden. However, they did have a primary. They did, even though the establishment did not back any other candidates. The media did not push or talk about any other candidates. Primarily just Joe Biden is who they pushed forward to make it seem like he was the only candidate. But there was a primary. 2 other Democrats went against him. I forgot the female's name, but the male's name is Dean Phillips, I believe. And what they did with RFK Jr. when he initially tried to run, I think they pushed him out. That's why he went independent. But he's a Democrat. Is RFK Jr. going to come back into the fold with Phillips and the female to challenge Kamala Harris? I believe she's going to definitely run. Or is everybody going to bow out and just hand it over to Kamala Harris? Even though the people won't get to vote in their primary. Talk about democracy. Is that what's going on in the Democrat Party? I don't think it is. But I could be wrong. If you think I am, let me know down in the comments. I appreciate you guys and thank you guys so much for watching. And you guys have a great day.